Good morning and welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. We are discussing Sundance shorts now, and I am so pleased to be joined by director Christie of Emperor of Time. Welcome back to Sundance.
Yeah.
I should say this is your third time with the film.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's always incredible to see people come back again and enjoy the spirit of Sundance and all it has to offer. But this film, quite significantly different from some other things that you've had going on.
Yeah.
But first, before we jump into that, I want you to kind of set the stage for us, Drew, if you will, about your background as a filmmaker and how that all came to be.
Yeah, I've been making films and videos since I was like 3, since I could use my parents' camcorder. And around high school, I kind of focused mainly on animation. And I've been doing animation ever since then. That's what I do for my job. But with this film, I wanted to reincorporate, live action filmmaking once again. And so I had a good time doing that, and I forgot how fun it can be to deal with human beings instead of paper and nothing, and just making.
Yeah, you have a lot less control.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So moving on from that, with this film, it features a device called a mutoscope.
Yeah.
What is that?
So that's an early cinema contraption, which is basically like a spinning flip book.
Okay.
And it's like a machine that you used to put in like a nickel, and then you'd spin it, and it was actually usually for like peep shows and other adult-themed things. But you'd just spin this machine, and this little flip book goes, and through the persistence of vision, it implies motion. So.
Wow, that's fascinating. Then we have Edward Muybridge, who is the main focus of your film, a 19th century photographer who apparently accidentally invented filmmaking.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
How'd that happen?
So he was hired by Leland Stanford, who was the governor of California. Stanford University is named after him, to settle a bet between he and his other very wealthy horse-owning friends about whether a horse's legs are ever all off the ground at once. And since human eye can't, determine that by looking at it, he set up all these cameras in a row with wires going across the track, and as the horse ran, it tripped each wire, taking sequences of images. And when played back, those became the first motion pictures ever shot. And so he kind of, I say, accidentally invented cinema and filmmaking and motion pictures. So
what was your purpose of putting this film together, featuring some of Muybridge, of course, in the mutoscope?
Yeah, so I've been studying these pictures my whole life because I'm an animator, so I always have to study how, various forms of motion and how things move. And so I've been seeing these pictures my whole life, but I got a few books on him just to look at the photos, and I started reading about the guy, and I love strange, weird people. I just love weird people.
Sundance is the perfect place.
Exactly. So I started reading about him, and I found out that this guy's a very strange character, and that got me actually thinking about a very modern theme, which is how do we interact with technology once we find out that the people behind this technology are maybe less than savory characters, or it's something that people are grappling and dealing with now. So I was very intrigued by that because he's got a very sordid life, and he committed a murder, and he's just a very eccentric guy, and so that kind of led me into wanting to explore his life, and not just this technology that he kind of gave birth to, but everything going on behind the scenes.
Wow, fascinating.
Yeah.
I myself have read a little bit into Muybridge. It's rather disconcerting.
Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely.
Well, what do you say we take a look at a clip now from Emperor of Time? Here it is. And there it is, a quick insight into what you can expect from the film. We're just talking about that's your hand.
That's my
cranking
hand.
The mutoscope, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Very cool.
My hand.
And share with me some of the other actors and voices involved in this.
Yeah. So the guy who plays Muybridge, he's a retired actor, and his name's Richard Evans. He's fantastic. He was in pretty much every Western television series of the 50s. He was in Gunsmoke, Bonanza. He was in all these. And I kind of like to think of the movie as like a Western in a way, because it's got horses and trains and a revolver shootout, but it's got like none of the action sequences of a Western, so it's like I've drained a Western of all its fun. But
don't say it.
No, but so he's a really interesting guy, and he was really fun to work with. And the narrator of it is a guy named Hugh Ross, who's narrated a lot of interesting things. Recently, he narrated the film Age of Adeline, and before that, he did Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, the Brad Pitt film. And so he's got this great kind of like soothing, deep voice that I love. Whenever I hear things narrated by him, I just love it. And so I was really lucky to get him to narrate it, because it's narrated by Muybridge's son. And so he kind of plays Muybridge's son, who was put up for adoption. And so I was really felt very lucky to have gotten both those guys to work on the film.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I was chatting with Drew here a little bit earlier about the fact that this has really opened some incredible doors for you career-wise. So congratulations with what you're doing, with what you're working on, and moving forward. What's next for you?
We're working on developing a series of animated series, and so I don't want to jinx anything, so I'll keep it a little secret. But yeah, we're working on developing a series animation about musicians and musicians' lives, because I'm obsessed with music also.
Wow.
Like
well, that's
people.
exciting. Thrilled to see what you come up with next. And we can see Emperor of Time, of course, here during Sundance in the shorts category. We have it tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, Friday night at the Temple at 9, and then at the Redstone on Saturday at 3. And it plays with Nuts, the documentary Nuts.
Very cool. Which you happen to have a hand in as well.
Yeah,
I did some animation for that.
Yeah, I did animated sequences in Nuts.
Very good. Well, thank you so much. A pleasure to have you here. Welcome back. Nice to have you. Do you ski or snowboard by chance?
Well, I haven't in a while, but I'm actually going to try to today.
You need to do it. This is the most incredible snow we've had in ages.
I know. It looks so pretty.
You need to take advantage of it.
I went ice skating yesterday, so I
how
feel
did
like
that go?
It was awesome. It was great. I loved it.
Slow steps up to skiing,
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
There you go. Well, enjoy your time here during Sundance. Congratulations once more on your film.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. We have more music here on the Mountain Morning Show.